break, talked about the type of high-level basketball that would be played on this West Coast trip and basketball in general. For your group tonight, playing in that type of game, how did you like your group's ability to come up with big plays in those situations?
Staying resilient. We've been struggling. Kind of going into the break. Guys got a chance to reset. Coming out of it, guys have been playing really well. I think we're starting to mature a lot more in terms of understanding the process over the results. We was victorious tonight because we just did all the little things from the start of the game to the end, and we got to continue to play like that. And then the other stuff will start to come together, and then that's when we'll officially take off, in my opinion.
Now, how have you guys fought through the adversity of all the injuries and not allow it to sink the team?
We've been there before, unfortunately. Ever since I've honestly been traded here, we've had numerous injuries. With some of the best players on the team, going in and out of the lineups have changed so much in the course of an 82-game season, every season since I've been here. So we're kind of used to it. We have a next man up mentality. All 15 guys got to be ready to go, and that's something that Coach Mose has done a really good job of just telling everyone that you never know when your number is called, and when it's called, you better be ready. So I give a lot of credit to all the guys for just being ready to step up in those moments.
So, just the offense that you had early. Yeah. I mean, there's not a lot of games that we see you. It wasn't just like assisted stuff. You were driving and forcing that. How did you process that game, and how did it feel to finish the game the way that you did with the putback?
Honestly, I give a lot of credit to my teammates. Those guys we start out with, Dez, P, AB, Jay Seltzer out there, Tristan, they all have encouraged me. They tell me, when I'm aggressive, it takes our team to a new level on the offensive end. Because there's a lot of things I do that don't show up in this box score night in and night out. But they say offensively that unlocks another chapter for this team is when I'm aggressive. So I definitely give a lot of credit to them. But then at the same time, just processing the game, slowing it down a little bit mentally, but still playing at a high pace.
What were your teammates saying to you after you put back to take the lead? Y'all hadn't won yet.
Yeah.
But to put back like that, what were the guys saying to you then?
Get one more stop. So it could be the game-winning bucket. They were hyping me up. Everybody was happy, but the game wasn't over. So we did a really good job of getting a great stop to end the game. But like I said before, those guys have been encouraging me. With the offensive slump I've been in on the last couple games, they just been encouraging me to continue to stay aggressive.
What does it mean to come to LA and get 2 big wins?
It means a lot, especially coming out of All-Star break. Guys are kind of trying to work their way back into being able to play at a high level. I think guys did a really good job of just going to this break, understanding that these last 29 are very important. We came out of break, popping on all cylinders, and knowing that when you go play against West Coast teams, they're usually more offensively dominant, and we did a really good job of holding all teams underneath their averages. So, it's just kudos to the whole team of just going into break, understanding that the job is not finished and there's another level that we can get to.
What do you think about P's defense playing against Luka? You're not gonna stop him, but he contended and made him work. What have you seen from him, just not only tonight but defensively this season?
Man, that's when P is locked in defensively. He's one of the best in this league. He has the potential to be one of the best two-way players to ever play this game, in my opinion. He had 2 big challenges with Kawhi the other night, and then Luka tonight. He took that challenge head on. When he's in that mode, when he's locked in, it unlocks his team and takes us to a whole nother level.
You guys were down the whole game until the last couple minutes. What were you guys telling each other in the huddle, in the locker room at halftime? What were you guys talking about?
Trust the process. The results weren't what we wanted in those moments. We got a lot of great looks. Guys were being aggressive, taking their shots. But that's kind of what I was saying earlier about the maturity of this group is starting to show a lot more, is that sometimes the results aren't always in our favor, but when the process is right, the results will come at some point. So I think we just did a good job of sticking to the game plan and sticking to the process on the offensive end.
Another process question. When DeAndre Ayton is having the first half he had, and you're the opposing center, how are you taking that? And how is your team saying, like, we're okay with this, continue to trust what the plan was?
DA is he's one of the guys I came in with. I got a great relationship with him. He plays the game the right way. He plays really hard. But, you look across there, you got guys like Luka, Austin Reeves, LeBron, and understanding that, you want to take the ball out of those guys' hands as much as possible. So we understood that he was getting a lot of easy baskets early on, but it was part of the process, part of the game plan, and I think we just did a good job of sticking to it and not getting too rattled or overwhelmed or thinking we need to change anything. So I think, again, I think that's just the maturity of this group of not letting one or two plays throw us off from the game plan.
Great. Thanks, Wendell. I'll be back with